When your child approaches you and says, "Hey mom," or "Hey dad, what exactly is faith anyways?" How will you answer them? What can you tell them that will be age appropriate, simple enough to fit into their short attention span, and yet is still adequate to equip them for their future needs? That can feel like a pretty challenging task for any parent, especially when we consider just how badly our faith is portrayed in culture. Our kids are exposed to all kinds of wrong ideas about faith these days, which is probably the reason why they're looking to you to clarify it for them. When they see faith represented in our culture, especially when they see it portrayed in the media, on TV, or in the movies, faith is usually boiled down to one of two things. It's either a feeling or it's some kind of blind belief. Now, when faith is portrayed as a feeling, it's usually described as this strong sense of peace or hope deep down inside of them. And as long as that feeling is there, they think they have faith and they think they will be all right. When it's portrayed as a blind belief, it's usually represented more as an act of the person's will. They have chosen to believe something will happen, but that belief is not based on anything real. It's just an intense personal belief that they've conjured up from somewhere deep down inside of them again, and then they expect that that belief is going to affect the outcome of their circumstances. Now, of course, both of these descriptions are entirely false. But thankfully, God has provided you with an excellent description of faith that you can pass down to your children. You'll find it in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. Now, if your child is old enough, have them open up their Bible to that verse with you. Then ask them to read the verse aloud to you. That verse says, "Now faith is the confidence in what we hope for and the assurance of what we do not see." Or in other words, genuine faith, biblical faith, is a confident assurance you have in your mind and your heart that you will receive everything God has said He will do for you in His Word. Now, if your child is old enough to understand how to get into a movie theater, then here's an illustration you can use to explain what that confident assurance they read about in Hebrews chapter 11:1 is really like. Ask them to imagine going to the movie theater to see a new movie that they've been dying to see. When they arrive at the theater, they start walking towards the door. As they walk, they pull out their ticket from their pocket. On that ticket is written the name of the movie, the time it will play, the theater it's showing in, and most importantly, the seat that's been reserved just for them. That ticket is the theater's promise to them in writing that they will be admitted to the show. And as they walk toward the door, anticipating the coming show, they experience the confident assurance that when they get to the door and hand their ticket to the ticket taker, that they will be admitted to the theater. They will get to see the show. They don't walk up to the door filled with doubt, telling their friends, "Yeah, I know what the ticket says, but I'm still not sure that you're actually going to let me in." They would never do that because they're holding on to the ticket that guarantees their admission. So instead, they walk up to the front door with confident assurance that they will receive what was promised to them on the ticket. Real biblical faith is no different. We walk toward whatever God has promised us in His Word. We hold His ticket, which is the Word, the Bible, in our hand, and we have confident assurance that we will receive whatever God said He would give us. Now, if your child can grasp that inner sense of confident assurance when they're walking up to the door of the movie theater, then they can grasp the confident assurance they can have when they're walking towards one of God's promises. That is what real, genuine, biblical faith looks like. Now, if your child is too young to understand the movie ticket illustration, I suggest using yourself as an example. Ask them if they trust that you will take good care of them, to keep them safe, give them good things to eat, games and toys to play with, etc. When they say yes, tell them Jesus is the same as you, only He's better because He never makes a mistake or forgets anything. And He has promised to take good care of them just like you do for them. So they can trust Him even more than they already trust you. Help them discover that the quiet confidence they have inside of them that you and Jesus will take care of them is just like the genuine biblical faith that God describes for us in Hebrews chapter 11, verse 1. I'm Dr. Steve Hubler with Legacy Family Ministries. Please help us keep Legacy Family Ministries videos free for all families. Become a regular financial partner by making a tax-deductible donation today.